Every time you spend money, a hidden system you've never seen decides what happens next. And if that system stops working, even for a moment, everything freezes. Your bank account, your ability to buy groceries, your access to your own savings, it all comes to a halt. This isn't science fiction. It's the financial world we live in, and most people have no idea how it truly operates. Think about it. Your salary appearing in your account, the price of your morning coffee, the value of your entire life's savings, all of these are influenced, and in many ways controlled, by invisible processes that work silently in the background. It's a complex machine running 24/7, and we're all a part of it, whether we know it or not. So today, let's peel back the layers and take a look at the code that runs our world. Most of us have a very simple mental model of how money works. If I have a $10 bill and I give it to you for a service, the money is moved. It's now in your pocket, not mine. Simple, physical, and easy to understand. We extend this logic to digital transactions. When you tap your card, you probably imagine a little digital $10 bill flying from your bank vault into the merchant vault. But that's not what happens at all. In the modern economy, physical money rarely moves. In fact, what we think of as money is often just an entry in a ledger. It's information. It's a signal. And most importantly, it's built on a massive, intricate system of trust. So let's dig into what actually happens when you make a simple purchase. You're at a cafe. You tap your card to buy a latte. In that split second, a whirlwind of activity kicks off. First, the card reader sends a secure request to your bank. This isn't a request for money. It's a request for information. It's asking, does this person have enough funds? And is this really them? Your bank then performs a lightning-fast verification. It checks your account balance, your recent transaction history, the location of the purchase, and dozens of other data points to confirm your identity and ensure the transaction isn't fraudulent. Once your bank gives the green light, it sends an approval signal back through a vast payment network, like Visa or MasterCard. These networks are the superhighways of finance. They don't hold your money. They act as trusted intermediaries, guaranteeing to the cafe's bank that your bank will make good on the payment. Only after this chain of verification and trust is established does the final step happen. The numbers change. Your account balance is digitally adjusted downwards, and the cafe's account is adjusted upwards. No cash moves. No gold bars are exchanged. It's all just records being updated in different databases, coordinated across multiple institutions in the blink of an eye. The money wasn't sent. The record of who owns the money was changed. This system of digital ledgers and trust networks is incredibly efficient, but it also reveals a deeper truth. The movement of money is really the movement of information, and whoever controls the flow of that information has immense power. This brings us to an even more hidden layer of control, one that affects not just your individual transactions, but the entire economy. I'm talking about central banks, like the Federal Reserve in the United States. Now, a common misconception is that central banks directly control the money supply by printing massive amounts of cash. While they do manage the physical currency, their real power lies in something far more subtle and powerful: controlling the price of money itself. They do this by setting interest rates. The interest rate is essentially the cost of borrowing money. Think of it as a tap that can either encourage or discourage the flow of money throughout the entire financial system. And this is where the real steering of the economy happens. When a central bank wants to slow down the economy, perhaps to fight inflation, it raises interest rates. Suddenly, it becomes more expensive for you to get a mortgage, for a business to take out a loan to expand, or for you to borrow on your credit card. Money becomes tighter. People and businesses spend less, and the economy cools off. This is what we've seen happening recently around the world. On the other hand, if the economy is struggling and the central bank wants to stimulate growth, it lowers interest rates. Borrowing becomes cheaper. Mortgages are more affordable. Businesses are incentivized to invest and hire, and consumers are encouraged to spend. Money floods into the system, not because more was printed, but because the cost of accessing it went down. This creates a powerful incentive for economic activity. This mechanism is how entire economies are steered. It's a delicate balancing act. Raise rates too high or too quickly, and you risk tipping the economy into a recession. Lowered them too much for too long, and you risk creating asset bubbles and runaway inflation. It's a constant push and pull, a dance of numbers and human behavior, all orchestrated through the invisible lever of interest rates. The decisions made in the boardrooms of central banks ripple outwards, affecting the price of your groceries, your job, security, and the value of your pension. It's a level of control that is profound, yet almost completely invisible to the average person. So, from the simple tap of your card to the grand movements of the global economy, we're all interacting with this incredibly complex, layered system. It's a system of ledgers, not cash. A system of trust networks, not direct transfers. And a system steered by the subtle price of borrowing, not by a printing press. Once you understand the fundamental architecture of this system, you'll never look at money, spending, or savings the same way again. The numbers in your bank account aren't just a static value. They are part of a dynamic, interconnected network that is constantly in motion, shaped by forces you rarely see. And this is just one layer of the hidden logic that governs our world. If you want to understand more of the invisible systems that shape your life, you're in the right place. Welcome to Logic Layers. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more.